Good evening and welcome to another PSGL Community Racing event. And after the success of the 1970s journey back in time a week ago, we're here for a sprint race championship tonight. 7 races of 5 lappers who will come out on top in this chaotic, fast and furious format. We have 18 drivers tonight representing various PSGL leagues from F1 all the way down to F7. F7 in particular well represented. It is a pure driving championship. So there's no constructors, so the teams really don't mean anything. So this is how the format will work this evening. The first race will have a one-shot qualifying session to decide the grid. And then the results of the first race will establish the championship. Then we will have another 5 races on various circuits, which will be conducted under random grid conditions. And then the final round, round 7, will have another one-shot quali, and we will end our mini championship at the USA Circuit of the Americas. So here we are at Bahrain, the scene of some great PSGL races earlier in the season. Splendid night conditions here with the floodlights emblazoning the track here as we go on board with Odems. Remember, it's a one-shot quali, so Odems currently in 5th, but who's going to get there in the end? It's going to be quite a close grid, no room for error here, and it looks like it's going to be Squeezy who takes the pole position. So a very good effort from Squeezy to take the pole position in the quick qualifying session here, which will really establish. Just need to answer a question. And that's a great time from Squeezy there. So we'll have a quick look at our top 10. Very unique event. Pretty much out of my comfort zone. I've never done a championship like this before. I noticed the safety car as well, Game Freaker. It's quite a casual event, this one. There's no damage on. And look how close it was between Squeezy and J Architects. Less than half a second covering the top 4. Odems in 5th, Lambo in 6th, Tom AJ in 7th, Warren Hagen 8th, Spaniard in 9th, Boomer in 10th. And then all the way down to King Hover and Ponage Town in 17th and 18th. So well representative field. As you'd suspect, quite a lot of the bottom half dominated by F7 drivers, but that is of course a slower league. Yes, Anthony Haig. It was going to be reverse grid for 2 to 6, but unfortunately it doesn't actually work. So we have to do random grid for races 2 to 6. And to answer FBit Gamer's question, Jamie2909, I think that is, it's going to be the full Japan circuit because yeah, the short Japan circuit doesn't really lend itself to good racing even over 5 laps. So we'll have to go for that in that way. There won't be a formation lap, by the way, except for the final round. The final round will have a formation lap just for dramatic effect, because I like that sort of thing. So we will have 5 fast and furious laps here. DRS enabled after 3 laps, of course. Now, over to you in the chat. After this race, I would like you to select a number between 2 to 6, but let's get to the 5 red lights. It's going to be a fast start here for this event. Lights out and away we go. Squeezy getting a good start with J Architects just behind. Watch out for Leon, the PSGL F1 driver, alongside TG Poe. And they're going 3 wide into turn 1 nearly. So J Architects will actually take the lead there. Oh, there's contact behind. No damage though, so they went to pit, but big contact. Morris guy off, and so is Blue Jean. Not very Billy Jean there. So here we go. Squeezy down to 3rd from pole position. Lots of fights going on between Odems and Warren Hay just behind in the battle for 4th. We'll get this permanently up, the position changes. So Jamie and JP Greenwood gaining 6 places from the start. Sensational stuff from one of the most experienced drivers on the grid. Leon up to 2nd, so there's going to be quite a battle, you suspect, between the F1 drivers at the front of the field. But don't forget, it's random grid for the following 5 races until we get the finale later on in the evening. So they've really got to take full advantage of the one-shot quali positions they've gained, because they may not have such good quali positions in the following races. So we're going to be visiting 6 other circuits after this one as they go through the end of Sector 2. Blistering pace, no tyre wear problems here. They can go full speed. This will be one of those rare occasions when they can go pedal to the metal all the way through the race. So Leon having a little look at J Architects as they enter the penultimate corner, going onto the main straight. And Leon, can he get any gain? very different setups you would use in 5 lappers. You can use pretty much a time trial setup and get away with it. Top 3, slight gap away from Odems at the moment. And look at that, it's a dive bomb from Squeezy on Leon. I think we'll see a few aggressive moves like that, and that will be good entertainment for the viewing public. And Squeezy getting squeezed out a little bit by Leon, excuse the pun. The Architects actually manages to get a bit of a gap. I expect we'll see quite a few different race winners in tonight's event, so that should be great to see. Going to have a quick look down the order, see what's going on. There seems to be battling going on between Jamie. Yeah, Jamie getting past Boomer, his fellow F7 driver. The Spaniard in P7, he's representing PSGL F4 this evening. Oh, and Jamie getting all out of shape into the turn 9 there. And we'll go straight back to the front because Leon has just been overtaken by Squeezy. So the pole position man has regained one of the positions he lost at the start. And a warm hello to some of those who have joined chat, such as Game Freak, Aaron Collingwood, and Fish, of course, a regular viewer of the streams, the god among all of us in PSGL. Morris Guy, the 2 Renaults, well, they're Renaults in PSGL. Oh, and my goodness, Cablo has a massive snap of oversteer. And somehow, is he going to still retain the place? No, he doesn't. Morris, these 2 drive for Renault in PSGL F7, and somehow they've ended up in the Renaults for this event. So they must have got in very early, very sharpish, because it's not a constructors tournament this evening, it's a pure drivers championship. So let's go back to the front. It's Leon. Oh, getting a bit squeezed. Oh, and look at that. The Ferrari of Odems getting in on the act. Oh, and Leon getting all out of shape, and that's going to allow... Oh, no, bit of contact behind, but there's no damage. So Leon, well, he'll have another 6 races to recover that. Thankfully, no damage is on, as it is a community event. So I don't think we'll get stewards and Corey. It's just going to be one of those crazy racing incidents that you do get. And Morris Guy in the end did hold off Cablo in the battle for P13. So at the moment, J Architect's doing a nice job, lap 3, but the DRS is now enabled for this lap and the next 2. So that will be a bit of a game changer. Warren Haig in a brilliant P4 at the moment, the PSGL F5 driver. So if you know, he is in the mix for a podium here in the first race. Now, it is strict corner cutting for this particular event, so they won't be able to take too many liberties going cutting the corners. But at this particular track, at the Bahrain International Circuit, it's not really a track where you get too many corner cutting penalties. Perhaps the chicane just after Sector 1, that could be a dodgy one. Occasionally, someone a bit clumsy can get one at the opening corner. Now it looks like JP Greenwood is battling with Leon and King Hover. So let's have a quick look at JP Greenwood, currently in P12, ahead of 2 of his fellow PSGL F7 drivers, and retirements for the Bomb and Ponage. How on earth have they retired? Well, I guess they trying to look at regain, but I'm going to go straight back to Poe, because Poe is making a move on Warren Haig for P4. So much going on. Can Morris Guy hold off Cablo? Yes, he can. And now Squeezy has closed the gap back up to J Architect. So J Architect has made a mistake in Sector 1. But the driver of the day, or at least the race so far, appears to be Jamie. 7 places gained. So he's in the top 10. Now remember, it's going to be the official F1 point system we use for tonight's event. So it's not the PSGL point system. So bear that in mind. So maximum 25 points for a victory, all the way down to 1 point for 10th place. So, despite being no damage, believe it or not, we've had 2 retirements already. The Bomb and Onage. An ultimate lap then of this first Sprint Race Championship outing. Just to remind you, the next 5 races will not have one-shot quali. They will be based on a random grid selection. So that should really mix things up. And hopefully means we get some multiple winners here tonight. So Squeezy trying to put the pressure on J Architects in the battle for the lead. There's quite a few close battles. Morris Guy getting very close to JP Greenwood. Oh, a little bit too close. Goodness me. They're both off. Oh dear. So we'll go straight back to Squeezy, because this is the battle for the lead on the final lap. J Architect doesn't have much straight line speed. He's going to have to try and cover off Squeezy. Going to the inside. Will J Architect go deep? No, he places the car very nicely. I have to say, we'll go back on board with Squeezy. He's got another opportunity at turn 4. J Architect's going very defensive, trying to get past. Side by side they go as the sun begins to set here at Sakia. And side by side goes Squeezy and J Architect. Can Squeezy regain the pole position he lost Oh, they're so close through the chicane. Will there be contact? Yes, slight contact as they head into the hairpin. Still side by side they go. This is absolutely brilliant stuff from the top two. Odems will be sniffing an opportunity of the victory if there's contact he needs to, and he's getting ever closer, almost in DRS range of the two. So Odems hasn't been able to get many podiums in PSGL F1, but he may be on course for a podium here in this Sprint Race Championship event here tonight, courtesy of PSGL. And GamingAlimonda once again proud to bring you a PSGL event, a very different event to that 1970 event we saw last week. Squeezy though, he's up against it now, sector 3. All JLX has to do is get the final corner right and he will win the first sprint race, assuming he hasn't had any penalties. IR Neon, unfortunately there won't be any more space. There's only another one space at the moment, because Lickle's actually spectating, helping me administer this event. And it is a victory then for J Architects, and it's Squeezy in second, Odems in third, fourth for TG Poth, Warren Hager, great fifth, Lambo in sixth, Spaniard in seventh, Jamie in eighth, Boomer in ninth, and King Hover in 10th. And Leon's had an absolute shocker. Is he going to finish behind JP Greenwood? And I think he is. One of PSGL F1 starlets is going to finish behind JP Greenwood. Flat last. Goodness me, Leon's got some recovering to do. Any penalties? No, it is P16 for Leon. That is a surprise, given how high his grid position was. And yeah, great race from Jamie, who just commented 7 places gained. So yeah, brilliant race. Now we're going to actually... So let's have a look at your standings then. Only 1 round so far, but J Architect leading the early standings by 7 points to Squeezy, with Odems in third, Poe in fourth, and Warren Haig making up the top 5. So we're just going to wait for the next lobby to load, so bear with us. So we'll just get this. We are going to invite another person into the race, and that'll be Zexy3. He's just added me to his friends list. So bear with me while I do that. Thankfully, thanks to the wonders of OBS, you won't get the dreaded blue screen of death as I do that. So bear with me a second, guys. Just going to get TTG Zexa into this particular race. Okay, so just resetting the lobby. So early championship favourite, you would suggest J Architect, Squeezy, Odems, but don't forget it's going to be a random grid the next few races. So we're also going to invite another driver into the grid. I think Zexo, I forget what league he's in. Is he F6? I think he's F6, or maybe it's F3. I'm not sure. Someone will have to. Oh my goodness! I nearly left the session. Whoa, that was close. That would have been embarrassing. Just going to confirm to Zexa I've invited him. And then he should be in the chat soon. Now the next track is going to be Austria. A slightly shorter track than Bahrain, but it's going to be no less chaotic. Yep, Zexa's in there. So just need Zexa to select a car. And... Right, so I'm just going to confirm if Lickle's racing because he hasn't selected spectator. So bear with me. So it's going to be a bit stop and start this one. No, to be honest, Haig, I think for the interest of the event, we don't want to be here all night. So just bear with us, guys. So yeah, very, very chaotic first race, but there was a really good battle at the end there by Squeezy and J Architect. J Architect did really well to hold him off. So we're going to go shortly. If Lickle can hear me, spectator or race, one of the two. It's good. it's good to get another F6 driver into the mix. Well, not sure what Lickle's doing at the moment. We will be going very shortly, so bear with us. Yeah, we're full, unfortunately, Neil. Sorry about that. Okay. Well, Lickle has left he's the host, actually. Smooth connection. Just trying to make sure that's off. Right. Bear with us, guys. Okay, we're just going to go for the next race, and hopefully Lick will be back. Of course, his car won't be... his car will simply get disqualified right at the end, so... So this should be interesting. A bit of argy-bargy in the chat. So let's get ready then for the second round of this particular championship. The sound is all good for everyone. It's not too loud, too low for the cars or myself. Let's have a quick look then. Here we are then in the pit lane for Austria. No one-shot quality this time. Random grid, 5 laps of action around the Red Bull ring. Will one of the Red Bulls get a bit of glory for Helmut Marko? We shall see. But yeah, this is fast and furious stuff. Well, Lickle is apparently in the race now, so if he hopefully, well, he's ticked, so that hopefully means he has actually come back. So he's going to do one race at least tonight, so hopefully he won't be stationary on the grid. So just to remind you, J Architect, Squeezy and Odems, your current top 3 in the championship, but it is a random grid for the next 5 races. But after this race, I would like you all to select from one of the next 4 rounds to have a wet race, and I will come back to you. Here we go then, 5 red lights. Morris Guy and Odems on the front row, so Odems has some chance to get some ground back in the championship. Let's go on board with Odems as they head for the first corner. Any contact going on behind? Morris Guy will lead then. It's a, whoa, how wide was Zexa? And he's in the grid. Any contact? Yeah, there's a Williams spun round. It's Lickle block straight away. Maybe that was on purpose because he didn't want to race. He's not feeling too well this evening. So Odems trying to come back. He's going to go for a mighty dive bomb on Morris. Leon is right there trying to recover. The 2 Saubers making contact. Once again, another F7 pairing using the same cars. So Morris trying to challenge a PSGL F1 driver. Very unfamiliar. It's a 3-second time penalties for Warren Haig and the Spaniard behind, and Odems takes the lead. Leon up to second, forcing Morris wide. So Leon trying to recover from that dreadful outing in Bahrain in the first sprint race, trying to get some points back. A good group position for both of them. Let's get the positions up. And it's Lambo who's gained 6. J Architects has gained 8. Well, you wouldn't be surprised by that. Squeezy has made a bad start though. He's lost 2, so he's going to have to recover some places to get some points. It's going to be topsy-turvy this championship through the evening. So it's Leon versus Odems for the top 2, already leaving Morris Guy in their wake, as you would expect. They'll be covering a lap under 1 minute 10 seconds here with ease. So this race will be over in no time. It's going to be thrilling action. Morris Guy is still in 3rd at the moment, so he's a decent nick. Let's go down the grid a bit, although actually we're going to stick with Leon because Leon is getting very close to Odems. Straight back to JP Greenwood because he's in P9. Is he close to making a move? Not at the moment. So I think the next move we may see is the battle for P3. Morris Guy started in the front row of the grid with Odems. It's dropped 2 places already, and he's now going to lose another place to Zexa of F6. And the Red Bull crowd cheering loudly. Approval from Christian Horn and Helmut Marko as he moves up to 3rd in this sprint race. And Morris Guy, you get the sense, will be defending quite a bit in this race. And now Poe having a little look. Well, this is not a corner you usually see overtakes. They're going to go side by side as they enter sector 3. Morris Guy will have the inside for the following corner. I'm not getting a good camera angle here. Here we go, much better. So Morris Guy, oh, brave defending by Morris Guy, brilliantly done there. And that's going to allow Lambo to squeeze through from TGG Poe. So Morris Guy costing Poa place there, so Lambo's going to try and dive down the inside of Morris Guy. Up to 4th position they go. Is Poe going to follow through? I think Morris Guy's going to lose 2 places in a row here. Thrilling action here as Boomer. So we got F7 and 2 F1 drivers going 2 by 2 into turn 3. And Lambo holds the position. Cablo picks up a time penalty. Must have been for the... Oh, he's gained 2 places from corner cutting. Naughty boy. So Poe up to 5th now. And Morris Guy under attack from Boomer, your current F7 championship leader, I believe. I haven't quite kept an eye on F7 as much as I'd like to, because I'm usually busy Thursdays. But Boomer up to P6. So Morris Guy falling like a lead balloon down the field. So that's not great. But he will still be pleased with some points. Still a fair chance of that, given how short this race is. So let's look down the order. So J Architects is up to P10. So he's back into points. So 10 places gained. And yeah, JP Greenwood in the pits. Damage should be off. So I'm sure it's not that. So maybe he accidentally got knocked into the pits. But here comes a move. Tom AJ, Formula Performance driver, taking on the F7 driver, Blue Jean, trying to get a move done. Odems is doing a good job of holding off AZR Leon for the time being in the battle for the top 2. I want to have a quick look at them in a moment because they're getting very close. Will Tom go for a dive at the hairpin? No, he will not. So we'll go straight back to the top 2. It is Leon challenging Odems. Odems got a podium in race 1 and he would love to follow up with a second one and a victory, which could potentially put him in the lead of the championship at this early stage. But Leon, look at that, fighting it out on the outside line, and he outdrags Odems, trying to come back at him. Ooh, they're going to squeeze each other. Oh, sorry about that. I thought he was still in second, but Odems gets back to him, goes really deep into sector 3. Leon will come back at him. I think we'll stick with these two for a few more corners. How about that? Odems gets massive bit of contact there. But it was fair wheel banging, and Leon takes the lead of the race, and Odems in second. Zexa, who's only just joined for this second race, is in P3. Brilliant stuff. So looking down the order, just having a look. Squeezy in 16th, so he's having a bit of a nightmare race, similar to Leon from the first one. Let's have a look down the order a bit. Lambo trying to get past the F6 driver Zexa in the fight for the podium. And Lambo overtakes Zexa with a nice move around the outside using the DRS. And now Poe is going to overtake Zexa as well. Squeezy picks up a time, but he's got a nice view on board. Let's go down the order a bit because J Architects is making more moves here, and this could be crucial for the championship by the end. J Architects will go for a massive dive on Blue Sheep, but he was perfectly entitled to do that. He was close enough. Up to P8 he goes. We'll go back to Leon because Leon has lost the lead to Odems, at least temporarily. Odems trying to get back. He's still on for a podium, and Lambo's getting ever closer. So here we go. The battle for the top 2 is going to go to the start-finish straight. I will catch a breath shortly, but I'm not until we cover the line. Leon just has to get it right, and he gets it better right. And there's a 2-second penalty for Odems, and Odems is frustrated. And he's off the podium. That 2-second penalty, utter frustration for Odems, and that could be costly for his chances of the sprint championship by the end of the evening. Nickelblock's retired, I believe, on purpose because he was spectating anyway because he's not feeling well tonight. So Lambo and Poe take the final podium positions, and then Zexa in a brilliant 4th straight away in this event, having missed the first race. He was invited in afterwards. Odems 5th, Boomer 6th, J Architect 7th, Morris Guy, good points for him. Tom AJ in 9th, and Blue Jean in 10th. But that was telling by J Architects, recovering up to 7th, and if you get some better grid positions, all those points could be very, very vital. With Squeezy finishing out of the points. JB Greenwood in P19 in the end, and we've just watched him finish. Yeah, unfortunately, there will be a few moments when the game awards penalties which are unfair. But let's have a look at the standings then. J Architects on 31 points with a 4-point advantage from TG Poe. Lambo in 3rd. Leon up to 4th after that victory. Odems down to 5th. Squeezy in down to 6th. Zexa up to 7th straight away. Roenhagen 8th. Boomer in 9th. Spaniard in 10th. All the way down to 15th have scored points already. So we've only got 5 drivers who haven't scored points, not including Liquor, of course. So very, very nice there. So we're going to just bring up the stream screen again as we get ready for race 3. So, well, that's been pretty chaotic so far. Lots of great racing action. Again, I said earlier, very much out of my comfort zone. because I've never done a championship like this before. You know, 5 lappers, it's a very different style of commentary. You've got to keep talking all the way throughout. Now, this next race, round 3, will be a very, very different kind of race. And I don't think we've seen a PSGL race on it before. And it is Britain, but the short version. So the short version of Silverstone of 5 laps. This will be, to excuse the pun, a very short race. Because, you know, the lap time for Silverstone small version is around 40 seconds, so it's like a minute less than the normal track. I'm just going to answer Neon's question. Right, so we should be ready to go. There should be a bit less of a turnaround this time because there's no one being invited. Just making sure. Yep, Lickle is going to race again. So we're going to go for race 3. So here we go then. Well, it looks like from some of the... It's probably a good thing that there's no damage on, but I think that was a wise decision for myself. So we're about to go for race 3 of this sprint championship, courtesy of PSGL. I actually really like that screenshot. That I actually did. I'm a big fan of the photo mode because I actually do photography in real life. So I spend a lot of time in game photography modes when I get a chance, and so I quite like that shot. Thought Kimi Räikkönen was appropriate given his US Grand Prix victory. It's made for a nice banner for this event this evening, I have to say. Of course, not expecting the kind of audiences I'd normally get if I was doing PSGL F1 or something similar in the past, but it's more of a... So for this particular one. This is our heavy rain race. So look at this. Heavy rain for this one. I instructed Lickle to do a random selection. Was going to do a poll, but couldn't be bothered in the end. So here we are then. Heavy rain then for short Silverstone. So we're just waiting for everyone to select their setups. It's going to need a bit more time, but if one person selects it, I was thinking Spaniard. Spaniard said in the actual chat that he was thinking about Monaco. I was thinking about Monaco, but I thought it'd be a bit overkill given the amount of Monaco races we're going to see this week in PSGL. So I think it's nice to see a bit of a mixture. So here we go then. No formation light, 5 red lights. It's I don't know if it's heavy rain actually. No, it's inters, but that's okay. That will do. That's probably kind enough. So here we go. 5 red lights. It's Boomer and Morrisky on the front row. So it's all F7 top 4. Odem's in 5th. As they fly through the first corner, is everyone going to make it through all right? Oh my goodness, there's a Mercedes off in the background. It's Ponage Town. They're all off. And there's carbon fibre going everywhere, and that's off the board. Oh, there's a spinner around it. Zexa. Oh my goodness, this is what we came to see. Crazy action like this. Leon off the track, and Boomer is in the lead at the moment. But we'll carry on with Leon just for a few moments to see if any other chaotic situations develop. Let's get the positions on. Some positions gained so far. And don't forget, it's the short version, so we're already on the hanger straight and Stowe. Unbelievable stuff. How short a lap is it here? This is absolutely brilliant. So let's go to the front of the grid. Boomer leads Morrisky by 2 seconds, so this could be a real chance for Poe. He's just won the championship. And Lickle Blocks obviously didn't start the race, so he's just stuck on the grid. As Poe sweeps round the outside nicely. Morrisky, brilliant overtake there. The 2 Renaults going into contact there. No damage. All Morrisky getting all out of shape. Down to 4th he goes. So Poe in 2nd, and he'll give chase for the final few laps to Boomer, the F7 driver. So we could be on for our 3rd different winner straight away, which is the idea of this event. Give everyone a chance for glory. But look at that. J Architects, your current standings leader, up to 7th already. He's gained 12 places. 12, ladies and gentlemen, from the opening lap. Unbelievable. And he's going to attack the bomb for P6. So this is what you have to do. It's trying to pick through the carnage, try and pick up some places. As J Architects moves up to, what is he going to? Is the bomb going to try and come back at him? I think the bomb is going to try and come back at him. The FP driver trying to come back at him, but I think J Architects will have the inside for the Vale and into club corner and moves up to P6. And now Warren Hay getting alongside Morrisky down the inside and up to P4 he goes. He had a good race at Bahrain. Now just got to keep it shape. And I think J Architects will soon be on the back. And TG Poe getting close to Boomer, but remember the laps go really quickly at this particular track. No DRS, of course. We're going to look down the order. Let's have a look at Squeezy. Oh my goodness, he's really getting squeezed there. Battle for third between JP Greenwood's just slammed into the wall. Oh dear, that is not good. Well, at least the races are over surely and there's no damage. But Boomer now ending the third lap, still in the lead. Big gap to Cablo actually, nearly 3 seconds to Cablo, so that's a significant gap actually. And now Morris Guy will be under threat from J Architects, your standings leader, who's looking to extend his gap. But at the moment, I think Poe's going to be really closing the gap, maybe even taking the lead in the championship. The random grids do mix it up a bit. An ultimate lap here at Silverstone Shore. Morris Guy has really struggled with that opening corner, and he's going to get overtaken. J Architects up to P5. And we will go back to the front because Poe is now close right on Boomer. In the battle for the lead of this race, Cablo looking for a podium, holding off Warren Haig for the time being. I'll just have a quick look at Lambo, because Lambo is making a move. I think some drivers have been lapped actually, or some drivers have crashed. Odem's down to 11th. So Morris Guy down to 7th, so the Toro Rossos are on the move. But we'll go straight back to TG Poe. The final lap here is about to begin. Can Boomer hold off for a victory here? We're guaranteed, I think, a new winner here. It was J Architects who won race 1. It was AZR Leon who won race 2. Who's going to win race 3 as we head to the halfway stage of this sprint race championship? Bit of a love tap behind by TGG Poe, trying to unnerve Boomer in the Sauber ahead. Gets a nice line onto the hanger straight. No DRS. He's going to have to rely on pure slipstream and better acceleration through the gears. Boomer will go defensive. Can Poe go round the outside? Morris Guy picking up penalties, dropping like a fly. Leon up to 9th, and down the inside goes Poe. Boomer defending a little bit too much, going deep. So Poe is looking good to win his race. Cablo and Haig battling for P3. Oh, and Boomer getting all out of shape. So it's going to be TGG Poe who wins here at Silverstone Shore. Third different winner in 3 races. Brilliant stuff. And now Warren Haig is going to try and pick up the final podium. Will he get it? Yes, he will. Oh, no. Warren Haig had penalties. Cablo picks up the podium, but look at that. J Architects in 4th. Another great recovery drive. Lambo in 6th. Leon in 7th. Morris Guy in 8th. Spaniard in 9th. And Squeezy picking up a point this time. But the other Force India driver of Poe is the driver who has been the star of this inter-condition race. There was a lot of carnage early on. But look at that, punches to the air in delight. It's a nice victory for Poe, and that I believe gives him the leading of the championship. Yeah, unlucky Haig probably deserved the podium there. Brilliant stuff, but unfortunate penalties. So top 10, Poe, Boomer, Cablo, J Architects, Warren Haig, Lambo, Leon, Morris Guy, Spaniard, and Squeezy. But let's have a look at your championship standings. TGG Poe takes the lead of the championship, J Architects with a 9-point gap. Lambo in 3rd, Leon in 4th, Boomer in 5th, Odem's in 6th, Warren Haig up to 7th, Squeezy down to 8th, Cablo up to 9th with his first podium of the evening, and Zexa down to 10th. As only 3 drivers, not including Lickle, have not scored points. That's the Bomb, Ponish and JP Greenwood. So hopefully they will get a chance for glory later on in the evening. So 3 races down, 4 to go of this sprint race championship. And I have to say, I'm actually more entertained, even myself, than I expected to be. So great stuff from PSGL. Let's get the screen back on. So we're going to be heading to Canada for round 4 as we reach the halfway stage of this sprint race championship. It is going quickly, isn't it? But boy, 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 it is fun. And judging by the comments in the chat, they're having a great time too. So let's just see what's happening there. Although Lickle seems to be refusing to put the weather back onto clear. Oh, if we get more rain, fair enough. I don't really mind. It makes it more entertaining for us, doesn't it? All right, well, we're going into race 4 now of this sprint race championship. So just to remind you, it's TGG Poe who leads the championship from J Architects by 9 points. Remember, it's random grids, but it's going to be a one-shot quali in the final race of the evening here in this sprint championship. So we're going to the Gilles Villeneuve circuit named after one of Canada's legendary racing drivers who was tragically killed before his career really shone. And it's rain again. Rain again here above the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. So Lickle has gone on strike for some reason. I'm sure I paid him a good sum of money to help me admin tonight, but maybe the transfer did not work. So here we go then. Rain above the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. It's a random grid once again. I could check, but I think it's nice to get a surprise. So likes of Poe, Jagotex will be hoping for a high grid position. But in a way, I'm kind of hoping they're both low down the grid just to close up the championship just a little bit. So another very short circuit. Not quite as slim in terms of length as Silverstone, of course, we just saw. But this is the idea, you know, chaotic action was the name of the game for this concept. So here we go. Odems on pole, Zexa. Lickle blocks in third, but he's probably going to get shunted badly in a few seconds. Oh no, Lickle. Is Lickle actually racing? I think Lickle is actually racing. Oh, he's trying to anyway. He nearly took the bomb out. So Odems takes the lead with the other Ferrari, Rowan Haig, right to the back. So he's going to have to regain some places. What is going on behind? Any contact at the back? Let's have a look. Oh my goodness, look at this. J Architects. Oh, J Architects. No, it's Leon and Lambo who've made contact at the back. And Warren Haig says, thank you very much. I'll take those 2 places. Oh, there's even more contact behind. It's Ponage Town. The Bomb and Spaniards. So Ponage and the Bomb, 2 of the drivers who haven't scored points this evening, having a nightmare. Squeezy up to second, trying to regain lost ground after the past 2 races. Lickle blocks in third. Was he trying to like skip the first 2 races and win it in the final 4? Well, that would be amazing if he could do that, but that's a tall order. Morris Guy in 5th at the moment. Poe, the current leader, in 6th. J Architects has got up to 7th somehow. He's now under enormous pressure from Cablo, and there's all sorts going on. Warren Haig is coming from the back of the field, and now he's in 8th. Blimey. So he's up to 8th. Any action going on the front? Not at the moment. So J Architects being fought over 7th place with Warren Haig, with Cablo just behind Jamie in 7th. Tom AJ under threat from King Hover. Let's have a quick look at the... We're going to have to just stick with this for a minute because look up ahead. There's battling going on. It is tense stuff here as Warren Haig, who's really thrown himself into the action this evening, trying to go past the Toro Rosso of J Architects. But J Architects said, no, none of that stuff. 13 places gained by Jay from unbelievable start from him, from the back of the field no less. Odems is down to 3rd. Let's see what's going on with him. Lickle blocks in 2nd. Squeezy in 1st for the time being. Zexa in a superb 4th. Poe in 5th though. And he's 2 places ahead of his nearest championship rival. With Jamie in 10th, battling Tom AJ. Let's have a quick look at Tom AJ and Jamie then, because they're getting very close. Cablo just behind. Is there any closer battles than that? Very close battle between Lambo and King Hover. Oh, could be contact. Oh, they're both going off. And James picks up a 2-second time penalty. Lambo probably didn't appreciate that little nudge. So at the moment, we're on for a 4th different winner from the first 4 races with Squeezy. Oh, down the inside goes King Hover. See you later. He's off the track. He's gone over the US border. Unbelievable attempt at an overtake by King Hover, but it didn't work out. And now we'll go straight back to the front because Odem's getting very close to the back of Lickle. But not quite close enough. Squeezy, a 2-second gap he's established now on lap 3. So a really good performance from him so far. J Architects closing the gap to Morris Guy. But he's going to be losing more ground, TG Poe, for the time being. We're going to go back down the order because there seems to be a lot going on. Oh, Cablo's had an incident somewhere. What's happened to Cablo? Oh, Cablo, he has struck the wall of champions, as some great drivers like Villeneuve and Michael Schumacher have done in the past. So he's in P19, 0 to 0 stuff for the F7 driver. So your closest battle in the top 10 is between Morris Guy and J Architects. It's very close indeed as they head towards the second chicane of 3 at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Can J Architects squeeze down the inside? Yes, I think he can just about. Morris Guy doesn't quite have the traction. As we head down towards the hairpin, can Morris Guy come back at him? No, he can't. Not for the time being. Oh my goodness, Warren Haig doing a good impression of King Hover. They're going mightily deep into the hairpin, but just about recovers it. Still in P8, so good performance from him so far. Meanwhile, up ahead, it is TGG Poe, who's right behind TTG Zexa. So two from the same racing clan setup. Going into battle, would have been any love lost between these two. Red Bull versus Force India. Poe will have a slight gap to aim for. Gets it down the inside, and it's actually a superbly executed move from Poe there as we enter the penultimate lap of this race at Canada. But we're going to go straight back because it looks like JP Greenwood is trying to make a move on King Hover. Will we see some almighty contact here? No, we will not. Oh, he had a look at it though, but slightly ill-advised from that far out, you would say. But look at this, Jamie getting all out of shape through the chicane, and that's because Lambo's giving an attack from behind, so can't help that. Through the end of sector 1 to go. Oh my goodness, Jamie just slams into the wall. That would have been a DNF if damage was on, but luckily for him, it's not. And Claire Williams breathes a sigh of relief that her precious car is not thrown into a million pieces. Now, meanwhile, back up to 7th place, it's Warren Haig closing in, and J Architects has just overtaken Zexa for P5. I think he's probably a bit too far away from Poe unless he makes a big mistake. So your current top two in the championship are in 4th and 5th. Odem's in 3rd. Liquor Blocks in a solid 2nd. TGD Squeezy about to start the final lap of this race. It's going to be 4 different winners the way it's going. And Warren Haig will sweep past Morris Guy for P7 as Liquor Blocks sets the fastest lap of the race. So a good effort from him. And it looks like the two McLarens are going into combat. Here we go then. Two McLarens side by side. Battle for P14. Boomer is just behind the two of them. So let's get a viewpoint from Boomer's perspective. And is JP Greenwood going to take the bomb? Oh, they both got out of shape. And Boomer, Nico Hulkenberg style, is going to say thank you. Up to P14 he goes. So let's go back up to P8 because Morris Guy still relatively close to Warren Haig, but not that close actually. So the closest battle appears to be Boomer and JP Greenwood. Oh, King Hover's made a massive error somewhere because he's just dropped a couple of positions. So JP Greenwood up to 14th. Boomer in 16th. Lots of penalties coming in the last, obviously Canada, notorious track. 4 penalties. We're heading towards the final stage of this race. And let's go on board with Squeezy then. Squeezy then was denied got pole position at Bahrain early on in the night, was denied the victory. 2nd place there, but this time no one's going to deny him unless he makes a massive error here. And he's going to go through the final corner. Oh my goodness, squeezed up against the wall of champions, but he's going to take the victory here unless it's penalties. Crosses the line. Liquor Blocks across the line. Yes, he's in 2nd. Odems will pick up P3. What about Poe? Did Poe get any penalties? Because this could be crucial for the championship. Poe crosses the line, and J Architects cross the line. J Architects finishes ahead of TGG Poe because of penalties, so that's going to close the championship gap. So that is crucial. Dramatic scenes there. But once again, we have a Force India winner here in this event. But this time, it's a 4th different winner, and it's TGG Squeezy. So congratulations to him and the other winners so far. But we've still got a long way to go in this championship. 3 more races to come after this one. Right then, so we're going to wait for the final finisher, which I believe will be... Oh, it's a very close battle between these two. Let's have a look at dramatic action. Is Capello going to take him on the line? He does because of penalties. Well, Capello gets the... Well, it's not even a consolation, really, finishing P18. You may as well not have raced if you're finishing P18. But he had a big off at the Wall of Champions, which cost him any chance of following up on that podium at Silverstone Shorts. Here we are then, your top 10 for the race. Squeezy, Liquor Blocks with a... Finally racing tonight. Odems in 3rd, Jagtex in 4th, Poe in 5th, Warren Haig in 6th, Zexa in 7th, Tom AJ in 8th, Morris Guy in 9th, and Lambo in P10. So let's have a look at your current standings then. All the way to the top, 62 points for Poe, 55 for Jagtex, 7-point gap. Squeezy in 3rd, Odems in 4th, Lambo in 5th, Leon in 6th, Boomer in 7th, Warren Haig in 8th, Liquor Blocks in 9th straight away, Zexa in 10th, then all the way down to the bottom. We only have 3 drivers now who haven't scored a point tonight, and that's the 2 McLarens and the Mercedes. Well, in the case of the McLaren, them scoring points isn't that surprising if we judge the recent real-life Formula 1 performances. So we're going to now have a brief break. Right then, so Liggle's been half asleep, so didn't realise. So we're going to have clear weather for this next one. Right then, so we're going to go then for round 5. Free to go then of this Sprint Race Championship. It's been a great watch so far, I have to say. So at the moment, TG Pro leading by 7 points, 55 points. Squeezing Odems and Lambo and Leon. I think they're still in it. Still 3 races to go, given the random grids. But remember, it's only random grids for this race and the next one. Then it's a one-shot quali for the final race, which will be at the Circuit of America. So bear that in mind for this particular one. And we've got 15 watching at the moment, so that's a decent audience for Wednesday night. So thank you very much for all those who are watching this event. It's been a good laugh, I'd say, so far. And there will be no rain for this one, so I think we're going to see the 2018 cars at their very best, even if Turn 1 may have a few incidents. But hopefully not. These are good drivers. But, you know, the random grid doesn't always favour you, but that's why I was originally going to do 5 races, but I thought 7 would be better, give more of a spread, more of a chance for recovering after a bad race. So here we are then, at the legendary Suzuka. We were here, of course, last week for the classic event in the 1970s, which was won by AZR Leon in the 79 class, and then Game of the Best winning in the Ferrari class, and then Simo of all people, winning in the 1976 McLaren class. But enough of that 1970s night fever stuff. We're here in 2018 for F1 cars, and 2019, of course, for tonight's event. Right back to the present. So J Architects did really well to actually reduce the lead, given that he started in 20th place in the previous race. So it just shows it's possible over 5 laps if you just pick your moments, because there's always something going on in turn 1 that allows you to get into place. Here we go then, 5 red lights here. Get set. And it's go at Suzuka. It's a Renault 1-2 on the front row and a Williams 3-4 behind. J Architects has started 5th, so that's an opportunity for him to regain some places. Let's have a look. Oh, J Architects going very deep in the first corner. There's contact behind. It's Leon off the track. Will he be able to avoid any contact? Poe is in P16 at the moment, so J Architects has a big opportunity to regain some positions here. It's very difficult to overtake here. The Bomb in 6th, trying to gain his first points of this particular tournament this evening. He's in 6th. Liquor Blocks leads the race then for Morris Guy and J Architects. So let's go straight to J Architects, because he's the man at the moment. An opportunity to close that 7-point gap as Poe tries to close on the back of Odems. Awful exit from Morris Guy. And I'm sorry if Morris Guy, this looks like an event where we're just watching him being overtaken, but that's the nature of it. He's up against drivers from higher leagues. He's putting on a good fight anyway. His teammate fancies a little bit of his action as J Architects overtakes, but J Architects will find Liquor Blocks a little bit more trickier to overtake, you will feel. TG Poe is already up to P11. Let's have a quick look at the position changes. 7 places gained for Poe already. 4 gained for JP Greenwood. 7 gained for Spaniard. So some star performances outside the top 10 so far. J Architects 1.4 behind, but he's in a good position. It is about consistency, you know, getting the points even if you're not finishing top 3 of the race. That can be the key to winning this event, I feel. Even though I've never had an event like this before. Oh my goodness, Caplo, what was that? Caplo, his brakes failed. I don't know if he made contact, but he's going to get overtaken by practically the entire field. He might as well park it on a Sunday afternoon. As Odems is in P18, so a shocking time for Odems so far. Let's go straight back to the front then. Jamie in P4. Superb stuff from Jamie. He started there and he stayed there. So really good work so far. And he's looking at Morris Guy, who's really struggling with this track. Oh, round the outside through the S's. What a move from Jamie there. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I know Morris Guy is struggling with some sort of problem. And he's getting overtaken for fun. May as well be driving a milk flow, a Japanese milk flow. That's how much he's struggling at the moment. Lambo trying to get past him. Oh my goodness, Leon going mega wide onto the gravel, nearly taking Lambo with him, but just about gets away with it. Oh, they're both going off. Will that allow Boomer to gain a couple of places? Oh my goodness, it's getting tetchy out there. The Bomb gets a massive swipe in the side from Boomer. They're going to go 3 wide, heading down towards the spoon curve. Surely not. That's suicide. No, they think better of it, thank goodness. Cablo gets a 3-second penalty for gaining a place somehow. which, given he fell to the back of the field, was some achievement. As Leon once again runs onto the dirty grass, and now he's going to get side by side with 130R. Hold on to your seats, ladies and gentlemen. There's going to be one winner from this one. Oh, squeezed off. And Lambo's going to brave it out and go down the inside of the chicane. Is he going to get the move done? Leon is still there. Watch out for Boomer just behind. We're sticking with this one for a few more moments, ladies and gentlemen. As Boomer gets a watching brief of the two drivers battling it out up ahead. The Bomb just behind. 3.5 second gap. He's on for a point. Just needs to finish, basically. So Boomer. Oh, Boomer goes about a mile off the track. Will that allow the... Yeah, the Bomb gets through up to P9. So good work from the Bomb. And look at this. Jamie in P4. Not far behind the last race winner at Canada. So Jamie having a brilliant race so far. Hasn't gained or lost any positions either. Poe has gained 12 positions, but crucially, his nearest championship rival. Oh my God, who was that? Squeezy off the track. Squeezy has lost it just before the Degner curves, and he's down to P10. Oh, there's some mistakes from some notable drivers happening here. So that will promote Jamie onto the podium, as Morris Guy somehow moves back up to 5th, despite the fact it looks like he's been overtaken half this race. As Lambo gets past for P5, Leon trying to get past Morris Guy to get back up to P6. He's not giving up this event championship. He won the classic event last week, and he wants to win another PSGL event. He's got some work to do. There's a huge gap between the top two now. The top two have pretty much stabilised. Haven't really watched him. Here comes the Bomb, looking for his first points of the evening. Oh my goodness, he braves it out at 130R. And gets the move done. So that was ballsy stuff from the Bomb as Morris Guy falls down to P8. Meanwhile, up ahead, Poe and Lambo look very close. So let's have a look at those two. So difficult to keep up. Side by side, they go for the first corner. Look how much speed he's got with the DRS as we have to the penultimate lap. Lambo straight up to 4th. And now Jamie, poor Jamie, could be about to be attacked by some PSGL F1 drivers, a quartet of them. Although I think, actually, is Poe in F2? Poe might be in F2, actually. Yeah, no, Poe is in F2, sorry. And already Jamie struggling in the center S's, or the S-bends I should say, as they head through the Dunlop curve heading towards the Degners. So Jamie, can he defend the position through the Degners? Such a treacherous pair of corners here, so easy to understeer off. But no, he does deal with them well, but surely Lambo's going to go for a dive bomb into the hairpin, Kamui Kobayashi style. And he does indeed, and Poe's going to try and follow through. Needs every point he can get at this point, but Jamie, he may be in F7, but he's going to fight for all he's worth. Absolutely brilliant stuff in the battle for the podium. Oh no, Jamie, he's off. He's on a golf course. I think he's been contact between him and Poe. Oh my goodness, even more contact. Squeezy and Morris Guy. Oh my goodness. Well, they've all gone a bit golf karting here. And that's changed a few positions. Leon's up to 4th now. Goodness me. And we'll go straight to Leon and Lambo, who continue their raging battle. As the final lap begins for Liquid Blocks and Jailtex, Jailtex has been unable to really close in on Liquid Blocks, so I think the top two looks pretty set to me. Liquid Blocks looking set to become the 5th different winner from the 5 races we've had so far. Here comes Leon, trying to get as many points as he can. Oh, they squeezed off. Oh, Leon's been squeezed right off the track. The Bomb is up to 4th. And Leon will be absolutely furious with that, but that may have been decent, but it looked like contact to me. Let's have I just want to have a quick look at JP Greenwood, because JP Greenwood having a little battle with Tom AJ here for P15. So can Tom AJ get some pride at least by overtaking the fellow Renault Power Card ahead? No, surprisingly no straight line speed whatsoever. That's surprising. Let's go straight to... Oh, JP Green going very deep, and I think Tom AJ will stick with him for a few more moments. I like to see a little bit of the midfield. We'll go back to them. No, that's it. Enough of them. Out the hairpin. Squeezy battling away with Boomer. Hopefully... Oh, they're so close. This is dangerous desync territory here. Hopefully not. And oh my goodness, Squeezy nearly just about recovers it. Leon trying to retake the Bomb, but let's go to Liquid Blocks, who rounds the final corner, and he's going to win the 5th race here, the 5th different winner. Great stuff here. He wins at Suzuka, and the fastest lap to boot. Leon will pass the bomb, but the bomb is going to score his first points. He doesn't need to battle too hard. Oh my goodness, Leon is not giving him a quarter. But the bomb is going to get his first points of the evening. Here we go then, side by side to the line. The bomb finishes 5th. A great drive from the bomb, given his lack of points in the first 4 races. So 2 to go then, 1 more random grid race to go. But J Architects, I believe with that result, has retaken the lead of the Sprint Race Championship. The Liquor Blocks, big congratulations to him. 5th different winner from 5 races. This is exactly what my intention was, to give plenty of drivers a chance at glory. Just waiting for our final finishers. Let's have a quick look at JP Greenwood, who crosses the line ahead of Tom AJ in P17. We're still waiting for Spaniard. But unlucky to Jamie, on for a podium a lot of the race. Let's go back to Liquor Blocks, who will a glorious end. J Architects gave him a good run for his money, but not quite fast enough to close that sort of 1.5 second gap it was the whole race. Yes, you did. Oh, sorry, I thought you were F7 for some reason, Jamie. Sorry. So F6, yeah, it was a great move on Morris Guy. You're right. Here we go then. Top 10, Liquor Blocks, J Architects, Lambo, Leon, The Bomb, Boomer, Squeezy, Jamie, Warren Haig and Blue Jean making your top 10. Let's have a look at your new standings, because we have a new leader by 11 points. J Architects to TGG Poe, and then we have Squeezy in 3rd, Lambo in 4th, Liquor Blocks up to 5th, and Leon in 6th, Odems in 7th, Boomer in 8th, Warren Haig in 9th, Zexa in P10, and all the way down to the bottom, finally points for the bomb up to P12. So Ponish Town and JP Greenwood, the only 2 drivers who have yet to score a point in tonight's event. But yeah, it's a big moment for J Architects. A good podium there. We have one final random grid race coming up, which could be a significant one, because we have a one-shot quali for the final race. So your penultimate race then will be at the Circuit Paul Ricard for France. So this will be your final random grid race before we have our finale at Circuit of Americas in the USA. So this event's flown by. 5 races already. We've got 2 to go, and we're about to start France in 30 seconds time. And well, it looks like and here we go then. Lobby loads up for the 3rd one. And a good watch so far, I think you'll agree. Well, strict corner cutting is on, so no one's going to be able to straight line it on the main straight. But yeah, I think this is definitely an event I think we'd like to see in the future. I'm not sure about you, but I've really enjoyed covering this one. So let's have a look then. Onto the stream we go for the penultimate race then of this Sprint Race Championship at France. So J Architects with an 11-point advantage to TGG Poe, but this random grid could play a big role. Will there be a twist in the affair? Will Poe get a better grid position this time? Because you just don't know. But it's nice to see that the vast majority of the grid has got points, and you know we've seen some nice moves even from those who haven't. So that's great. So I can't really say a driver of the day, but maybe a driver of the tournament, and it may not have to be the one who won the tournament. Maybe you've been impressed by what you've seen. But I think it's a good challenge when you're outside the top 10 and having only 5 laps to gain as many positions as possible. It really tests your skills as a wheel-to-wheel racer. So we go then, 5 red lights in a blazing hot sunshine of the Paul Ricard circuit. Sacre Bleu, we are go here in France. JP Greenwood in pole position. He's going to be defending from Ciceboom. They're going to go 4 wide into the first corner. Leon in 4th. Liquor Blocks is going to try. Oh my goodness. Will they get through the opening corner in one piece? Poe is in the position he wants to be. So J Architects up to 6th already. So we could get a battle between the top 2 in the championship. And well, oh my goodness, there's a lot of cars off in the background. So JP Greenwood has gone down from 1st to 20th in less than 25 seconds. Well, I'm not saying that's an achievement, but that's definitely a statistic. So Boomer in third. Oh, and the penalties I think I saw for J Architects. Oh, something's happened to J Architects. What has happened to J Architects? J Architects had an off somewhere, and he's behind Morris Guy. So there's going to be a lot of slipstreaming at this particular track. So Poe now attacking Liquid Blocks. These two very familiar with each other in another league. So they'll know each other's strengths and weaknesses very well. Leon trying to take the current F7 championship leader, aids Boomer for third position, and he does. If he hadn't had that incident in Japan, who knows? He might well have still been with an outside shot winning the sprint race championship for the time being. But the two Saubers, Boomer and Blue Jean, both teammates in F7, in P4 and P5 at the moment, so that's very good. But just a reminder, it's not no construction championship as Ponish Town leaves the track, being a bit more Valtteri than Lewis at the moment. One of two drivers who haven't scored a point in this evening's events. Oh my goodness, what's Ponish doing there? He's just wiped out a couple of cars in the final corner. Very easy to outbrake yourself there, to be fair. Quite a fast corner, that one. We're going to go straight back to Poe, because Poe is so close to Liquid Blocks, so close. Side by side for the open corner, and Leon is right there as well. So it's a battle, a top three battle then here at Paul Ricard on the second lap. No DRS, of course, until the start of the third lap. So they're going to have to rely on Slipstream, but of course, Slipstream very overpowered at this particular track, especially on the Maestral Straight, which we're about to go on. But corner cutting is on, so they can't just straight line it, although I'm sure one driver probably has already. As Liquid Blocks defends furiously from his fellow PSGL F1 driver, Leon. Being under threat from Lambo, so I'm actually going to put him there so we can see all the battles going on. And Leon round the outside of Liquid Blocks and takes the lead superbly. So a brilliant overtake from Liquid Blocks, and as Lambo moves up to P4. Really well judged, braking through the chicane. Liquid Blocks though will get the slipstream, massive toe, will try and come back at Leon. He's going to go for a move down here. Oh, Leon drifting left, and that's going to give Liquid a slight opportunity here to get back in front. And he will. Squeezes off Leon, but can Leon come back into the following corner? He may well be able to. Side by side they go through Sector 3 as Poe keeps watching brief. Poe's in a great position for championship. J Architects in P19 at the moment, so it's not going well for J Architects, but he's got a one-shot quali in the next race to follow up as Leon and Liquid Blocks go side by side. Let's get the perfect view of it on board with TCG Poe. Who's going to brake first? DRS enabled. DRS, when you don't have it, such a huge disadvantage. So Liquid Blocks might even want to just follow Leon for the time being. Try and overtake him on the DRS straight might be the better idea. Oh, and Leon getting all out of shape. Here comes Liquid Blocks trying to overtake down into the end of Sector 1, but thinks better of it. So Boomer in 5th, Blue Jean 6th, Jamie up to 7th, Odem's in 8th, Morris Guy in 9th, Warren Haig just passing Morris Guy for P9. Oh, they're having quite a battle, but we're going to have to stick with this because this is a four-way fight for the lead of this race. 3 of these drivers in PSGL F1. The man in 3rd in PSGL F2. So we've got some top quality drivers here. Well versed with this Paul Ricard circuit as Lickle looks for a move down the inside of AZR Leon. Leon will have the inside for the second part of the chicane, and then they will go side by side, heading out towards the fast right-hander, I should say. Losing my breath here. Says Poe will go down the inside of Lickle as well. How close are they getting? Almost 3 wide as they head down through Sector 3. Lambo will be sniffing any opportunity, and Liquid Blocks will retake the lead from Lickle. Leon, I should say. As J Architects retires from the session, so J Architects has given up the fight. So Poe has a glorious chance to take the lead of the championship. Here we go then. Lambo in P4. These laps roaring by. We've only got one more race to go, which will have a one-shot quali and then a race at the Circuit of Americas. But for the time being, it is the penultimate lap here at Paul Ricard. And Leon still battling Liquid Blocks. This is good. I wouldn't say this is good practice for Monaco next week because there's not going to be too much overtaking there. But it's still good fun to see these top-level drivers in PSGL going hammer and tong. So then through the end of Sector 1 they go. Poe has had a few half opportunities to sort of move up from his 3rd. He's been in 3rd for some time. Let's have a quick look at the position change. Lambo, clearly the driver of this race. 16 places gained from the back of the grid to P4. Absolutely brilliant stuff from Lambo. Here comes Leon with the DRS wing open, trying to get back ahead. Oh, Leon will get the inside of the chicane and retakes the position. Brilliant stuff. Liquid block squeeze to the right, so that will allow Poe to close in. Can Poe finally gain a place? Remember, he's still behind the championship, so does he really want to risk it? Well, it's a sprint championship. Just go for it. Go for a double move on the inside. Go for it all. And Odems has actually quietly moved up to 5th, so good recovery from Odems. 14th places he's gained, nearly as good a performance as all side by side. Lambo just dare not stick his neck in there in case something happens and he gets taken out as well. As Lickle and Leon go side by side into the final corner with TG Poe just behind. Will there be a free wide right now? It will be Leon with the DRS. Lickle may be a sitting duck here, but he's going to have to defend for his life. The final lap here at Paul Ricard. As Lickle defends from Leon, who's going to have the lead. Jamie retires from the session. He's had enough. Not sure how they're retiring with no damage, but I guess maybe they're so far behind they think it's just worth it to, you know, regain a composure. Lickle getting boxed in a bit by Poe here. But look out, they've both squeezed on. And look at that Lambo sneaking behind the both of them. And they're going to go free wide. This is going to allow Leon to scamper away. And it looks like Leon may become the first repeat winner of the evening. We've had 5 different winners so far. But Lickle blocks down to 3rd. Lickle's going to try and come back in, but Lambo will have the advantage. It's much better to be on that inside portion for the exit, but you're still going to be vulnerable to the toe line. Oh no, Poe has just spun Lickle blocks round. Oh no. Oh dear. Well, there's not going to be any stewards inquiry, but it is a sprint race championship event. That sort of thing happened. Lickle blocks will be absolutely furious with that, and he will lose a place to Warren Haig as well. As they enter the final section, I'm just going to have a quick look at Ponish Town, because Ponish Town trying to get into the points, but not quite able to do it. Oh, he gets squeezed off massively there and loses another place. So that's not going to happen. So we go then. Lambo chasing down Leon. I'm not sure on the penalty situation. I did see a lot of them. Here we go then. Leon around the final corner then. He's going to head for the line. And it's going to be a second victory of the evening for Lambo, you think. As Odems, I think, picks up a podium. Yes, Odem has picked up a podium. So Poe has actually lost a few points. So that still opens the door of JL testing. Regained the lead in the final race. But, well, Poe must have just lost life in the ultras at the end, because even in sprint races they go off. So Leon taking the victory then from Lambo. Lambo 18 places regained, Odem 16 gained, so brilliant drives from those two. But it's Leon who is your first repeat winner of the evening, having won at Austria. So Leon takes the win, Lambo 2nd, Odem's in 3rd, Poe in 4th, Boomer in 5th, Lickle blocks in 6th, Warren Hagen 7th, Morris Guy in 8th, Blue Jean in 9th, and Bomb taking another point. 2nd point score in a row for him. So very good effort. Let's look at your standings then going into the final race. Look at that. It's a 1-point gap going into the final round of the championship. That is absolutely perfect. 74 points for Poe. 73 for J Architects. Leon is still in there too with a chance. Leon on 68. Lambo on 68. Odems on 55, Lickle blocks on 6th, Squeezy in 7th, Boomer on 8th, Warren Hager 9th, Zexa in 10th, but potentially anyone in the top 4 could win it. Maybe even 5th. Odems mathematically can still win it, I believe. I'm not quite sure, so we're just going to get the stream up. So I'm just going to double check. Yep. Oh, it seems one of the names in the lobby seems to be greyed out for some reason. Hang on. Okay. Yeah, it looks like Squeezy for some reason is greyed out in the lobby. I don't know why. I'm not sure what's going on here. Yep. Right then, so we're going no formation lap for this final race. So we have a a nail-biting championship edition. So J Architects a point ahead of TGG Poe in the championship, but Lambo and Leon very close behind on 68 points respectively. So 74 for Poe, J Architect 73, Leon and Lambo on 68, 55 for Odems, Liquid Blocks on 51. It may well have been close if it wasn't for that incident late on in that French race. So here we go then. Lobby's going to load. No formation lap for this one. It's 5 laps of the Circuit America, but first a one-shot quali session, which could be so important for the final championship battle. So just a reminder, we had a one-shot quali session for the first race at Bahrain. We then had just 5 lap races with random grid for the following 5 races. And then for the final race, we have a one-shot quali and a 5-lap race. So this could be a thrilling end to this PSGL Sprint Championship here on Wednesday night. And it's only 9:15, so it's gone very, very smoothly so far. Going to switch back on the stream in a moment, but a warm welcome to Big C, the 7-time PSGL F1 champion who I've just seen has joined the chat. So good to see you, Connor, as always. Would have been an interesting challenge if you had been in there. So look at that. Bright sunshine here at Texas. So this one-shot quality, it's not going to be much of a spectacle because you can only follow one car at a time. But it will set up the finale race. So J Architects and Poe, big pressure. Only 1 lap to get their quality right. But, you know, Leon and Lambo, they've still got a chance of taking the championship here, haven't they? They're on 68 points, not far behind the top 2 at all. Now, you've probably noticed during the event I haven't turned on the telemetry because I thought just to give it a more cinematic feel, no need to really see the battery modes. We'll just let the racing do the talking. So this is going to be a bit flicky. So I'll probably just focus on the current championship leader, which is Poe. So let's see how Poe does as we do a lap of the Circuit of the Americas, which is a glorious circuit. You know, it sort of encompasses some of the best elements of some of the great European Formula 1 circuits. So, you know, this section, of course, very reminiscent of Beckett's, of course, at Silverstone. But I have to admit, when I first drove this circuit, I didn't like it that much, but I actually quickly really enjoyed it. Capello retires, opting to start from the back of the grid, looking to pick up some points. Quite a tactical thing to do in one-shot quality sprint races, I have to say, when I've done it online. Quite enjoy the challenge of batting from the back. So Poe at the moment is actually in the lead position. Leon right behind him, but it's kind of difficult to see. You don't get the gaps really, unfortunately, so it's kind of... They'll be all using ultra soft tyres in the race. No tyre wear issues because it's only 5 laps, of course. So Poe still leading away. Championship lead. J Architects in 4th at the moment. So the drivers have sort of dominated the previous race. There's lots of changes for position going on. And the bomb, couple of point scores currently in P12. So Poe heading through the final sector. This lovely sweeping section of right-hand corners, very reminiscent of turn 8 from Turkey, but the other way around. And then heading for the line then. Can he get the final corner right? Can be an understeery corner here. Gets a nice bit of curb, heads for the line, and Poe will take pole position just ahead of Leon. And Tom AJ style qualifying with 3rd place for Red Bull, so brilliant stuff. So then, let's have a qualifier. Oh, it looks like Warren Haig, unfortunately, is disconnected, but we are not doing any restarts this evening. Unlucky, Haig. You did some good drives tonight, I have to say. So Poe takes pole from Leon, Tom AJ, Lambo, Odems, J Architects, Spaniard, Boomer, Zexa, the bomb. Where is J? Oh, J Architects got disqualified for an invalidation, so he's going to start well down the order. Well, that. So we're going to... So then, final race then of this Sprint Race Championship. It's been a great watch. But Poe now, surely if J Architects invalidating his qualifying lap, has one hand on the Sprint Race Championship trophy here after 7 races. But he still has to get the job done. It's going to be a dramatic finale. No formation lap. It'll be straight into the action as it has been for the previous 6. Kind of wanted the formation lap on for dramatic effect, but that's not going to happen. So it's been a pleasure to have your company watching. Let's hope this final race gives us a classic 5-lap action. Whether that be a huge accident at turn 1 or some great overtakes, a mixture of the two would be fine as far as this commentator is concerned. So here we go then. 5 red lights. Yeehaw! We are off and running in Texas. And Poe leading away from Leon. Can Leon challenge for turn 1? Let's have a look. Tom is right there. JLTech's got to get a move on straight away. Trying to gain as many positions as he can. Oh, a tag from behind. No damage, of course, so there won't be any carbon fibre flying. 3 wide, aiming towards this section. This is surely not going to work. One of my favourite camera views in the game as they sweep through the open section. Oh my goodness, they are almost 3 wide. Oh, there's cars going off everywhere. This looks like an F6 race from last season. Goodness me, but Leon survives all that and is now right behind Poe in the battle for the championship. I forget, 74-68, so if Leon overtakes Poe and wins, does that give him the championship? I'm not sure. My maths is terrible on the fly. I have to say Odem's in 4th. The Spaniard up to 4th. Doing a decent Maximus Decimus Meridius impression in P4. Punching above his weight. Tom AJ just behind. J Architects is in 18th and hasn't gained any position so far. Squeezy has had some sort of disconnect or something like that because he was greyed out in the lobby for some reason. So that's unfortunate for him. So P19 and 20, ignore them. There's 18 running from those who started. Leon in P2. So it looks like the top 2 already getting away. Odems has a faint chance of winning championship, but he'd need something extraordinary. He'd basically need everybody in the top 4 to not finish in the top 10 and then for him to win the race, I believe. JP Greenwood and Pony's Town are the 2 drivers without points so far, Aaron. As the Spaniard closes in on Odems, the PSGL F4 driver. So that's impressive pace from him to be able to do that. King Hover and the Bomb having a fierce battle at the back. Let's have a quick look at those 2. As the Bomb goes back into the points, looking for his 3rd point score in a row. Let's just have a quick look straight back at the battle for the top 2. Poe is actually beginning to eke out a little bit of a gap. Poe looking good to win this championship. There's a long way to go. He knows that a penalty on J Architects, it's not working out for him at all. Couldn't handle the pressure of the one-shot quali. That's cost him dearly because now he's in among some of the slower drivers behind as Morris Guy. I think Jamie's had an off somewhere. Let's have a quick look at Jamie. Yep, Jamie's had a massive off at the S's. And Jamie has called it a night, but he did have a nice overtake early on in the race, so we're pleased about that. JP Greenwood up to P17. So Leon, he must keep in DRS range to give himself a chance of winning this championship. But if Poe wins this race and gets no penalties, he will be guaranteed the championship. But Leon, one of his nearest rivals right there, Lambo, is up to P6. And Tom, despite his good pace on the first lap, is now under real pressure from Tom AJ behind, and he's been overtaken. And Lambo, you would feel, will shortly be overtaking him as well. Not quite close enough yet. Leon just over a second out from Poe. Poe finding the Circuit of America very much to his liking as he sets the fastest lap of the race. 1:32, 8:28. So what about Lambo? Is Lambo going to attempt a massive launch down the inside of the Spaniard? No, he will not. Is there anything closer than that? What about Zexa? Have a look at Zexa. As he round the final corner, he's going to battle. Oh, J Architects swiping Zexa off. That looked pretty clear cut to me. That's frustration boiling over in the Toro Rosso driver. I think Iran would have had one of his trademark gasps at that had he been commentating on this evening. So Leon in P2. He's going to have DRS though, and he has kept it in DRS range, crucially. Very crucially. Just going to have a quick look at Lambo though, because Lambo's diving down the inside up to P5. Lambo still has an outside shot of winning this championship as well, of course. If something were to happen between the top 2, that would give him the opening, but Spaniard's going to come back at Lambo, so good fighting from the F4 driver, but no, he's going to have to give it up because the DRS of Lambo, too much to overcome. Let's have a look at Lickleblocks. Lickleblocks trying to make a move on the Bomb. Can he defuse the Bomb? No, he cannot, not for the time being. As Morris Guy getting overtaken, and not for the first time this evening, by King Hover. He's going to try and come back at him. No, not quite close enough. But Leon is actually close to within, nearly 8 tenths. He's close a little bit this lap, probably thanks to the DRS. Nice little battle here in the midfield. But let's go back to the front shortly, because I just want to see what's happening between. Just a couple more moments between these two. Back to Leon then. Penultimate lap here of this Sprint Race Championship. Poe is in the position he wants to be. The bomb has retired somehow. As Lickle sneakily turned damage on. Naughty. Hopefully not. So Leon chasing Poe down. He's only got about just over a lap and a half to win this championship. So a quick look at Cablo, because he appears to be getting very close to the car in front. That is Lickleblocks, or maybe actually Lickleblocks may have just overtaken him actually. He's in P9 now. J Architects, I think, has called it a day. So it looks like Leon, realistically, is the only driver who can deny Poe from winning this championship. Let's have a look at Lambo. Leon, I should say. He's getting closer and closer and closer to the Force India, and this DRS is going to put him nicely into the slipstream of Poe for the final lap. So that's probably it. So J Architects retired, so he's had a good tournament this evening, some great drives, but unfortunately that quality session, that's cost him big time. Got caught up in the midfield action, but thank you for being part of it, as are all the other drivers. So the big story now is between Leon and Poe. If Leon overtakes Poe and doesn't have penalties, he will win the championship. Poe is on 74 points, Leon on 68. It's a 7-point gap between first and second with the F1 points system, which we're using tonight. So here we go then, Leon, the final lap then of this sprint championship. Aaron Collingwood is clearly a sadist with that idea. Simulation, 5 laps of simulation damage in Monaco. You madman. According to Warren Haig, Leon has 1 warning and Poe has none. So hopefully it's not decided on penalties. I think we'd like to see it decided on track. So Leon is going to be building himself up. Oh, runs really wide, although that is a line a lot of people take anyway, so probably didn't get a warning for that. Here we go then, less than half a second. If he can get a good exit, oh no, that's not the exit he wanted. He's still actually relatively close because Poe's exit wasn't great itself. Here we go then. Poe's going to have to go defensive because he knows if he gets overtaken, he's going to lose the championship. Leon's going to out-drag him. Poe's got to dive back down the inside. Oh, how deep are they going to go? And look at that. Leon's going to have it. He's going to take him down the inside. So Poe's going to have probably half an opportunity. He's got to try and take a deeper line into this corner, but no, he's already too wide. Leon goes incredibly deep. It's a head through the fast right-hander. It is heading for the wire, ladies and gentlemen. The final corner. Oh, goodness me. I pressed the wrong button there, didn't I? And here we go then, Poe. Oh, he's not going to have much opportunity. I think Leon's going to have a little bit more grip unless he gets a penalty in the final corner. And I think, if I'm right with my maths, I think Leon is going to take the championship here. And his 3rd win of the evening. Poe in 2nd. Odem's in 3rd. Tom AJ with a brilliant race tonight. For this particular USA. Lambo in 5th, a good effort from him this evening. But it looks like Leon has won the championship. We will confirm the standings afterwards, but I do believe that with that overtake, he has done it. But we shall see. Cablo in P10, Blue Gene in 9th, Spaniard in 8th, Lickleblocks in 7th, Boomer in 6th, Lambo in 5th, AJ in 4th, and your podium is Odem's, Poe and Leon. Any other battles going on? No, so we're going to stay on board with Leon for the time being as we wait for the final finishes. So, oh my goodness, it's like it's like Blizzard at Singapore all over again in that other league, breaking the timing screens. David Gruden finishes 14th, no points for him or Ponish Town, but I'm sure he's had some good fun this evening. And Zexa and Jamie, I think Jamie's left the session, so I think Zexa is your last legitimate finisher of this race. But we just don't know who's won the championship. But I do believe Leon's done it. He's had 3 victories tonight in this event. So he's nearly won half the races. So that would be some weight. Still waiting for next finish. He punches the air in delight. He thinks he's done it. We're about to find out who has won this championship. So here we go then. Some intense racing action let's confirm your race result first. Leon takes the race victory from TGG Po. Odems in third, another podium for him. Good work. Tom AJ in fourth, Lambo in fifth, Boomer in sixth, Little Blocks in seventh, Spaniard in eighth, Blue Jean in ninth, and Cablo taking up the final championship point. So here are your final standings. Da, 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 da. Leon has taken the championship by 1 point in the final race. 93 for him, 92 for Poe. Lambo in a good third. And then JXX falling to fourth in the end. Odems in fifth. Nickelbox in sixth. Boomer in seventh. Squeezy in eighth. Warren Hagen in ninth. And Zexa taking the final position. And there's the rest of your finishes. 2 non-points finishes from the 18. So there is your champion, AZR Leon, taking the championship here in tonight's Sprint Championship. Congratulations to him and to the rest of the podium. Poe in second and Lambo in third, Jay in fourth and Odems in fifth, making your top 5. That's why you finished so behind Zexa. Well, I'll remember that next time. Right then, so there's your top 10. So a fabulous format today. Really good drive, some great overtakes actually from even some of the slower drivers. So really good to see, and a great watch for me personally. So, well, that is it. Congratulations once again to Leon for winning both PSGL community events in 2 weeks. PSGL GT Sport will be back next week, courtesy of CTI Demon. So check that out. Should be very good. And we will now end the show. So thanks for watching and see you next time.